First in high definition from the station on your side, this is WAVY News 10.
A Suffolk man murdered his wife, then killed himself.
That is according to investigators after an autopsy this morning. 10 on your side broke this story yesterday at 5.
Chopper 10 was above the scene in the Bennett's Creek Landing area as police started investigating the deaths of Kathy and Steve Lane.
Katie Collette has followed this since it happened and joins us now from the newsroom. Katie.
Tom and Nicole, a police spokesperson, says the autopsy results led investigators to determine Steve Lane stabbed his wife to death and then went into the family's garage, turned on his car, and killed himself by carbon monoxide poisoning. Neighbors tell us the couple was close and loving, but some friends who didn't want to go on camera paint a different picture of the relationship between Kathy and Steve Lane. The chaos that surrounded the Lane family home last night dissolved into a peaceful quiet today. And while the outward signs of tragedy are no longer seen, this tight-knit community is still shaken.
Well, it's just hard to believe something like that would happen.
Gloria and Clayton Watkins say Kathy and Steve Lane did a lot together and raised two wonderful children who adored them.
I could tell that they really loved their parents because they did things with them. So I felt very badly for the kids.
But friends who didn't want to go on camera tell 10 on your side the Lanes' marriage was rocky. Kathy's own relationship status on Facebook reads, "It's complicated." The 47-year-old mother, an RN and lactation consultant at Chesapeake Regional Medical Center. Her co-workers too upset to speak in person, but hospital CEO Wynn Dixon released a statement to 10 on your side saying Kathy loved working with newborns and new moms. She was an outstanding nurse and a compassionate team member for more than 18 years. Our thoughts and prayers will be with her family during this most difficult time. Meanwhile, we're told Steve Lane was a businessman who neighbors enjoyed.
He would do anything for you. Very cordial, always spoke.
Now many want to know why this tragedy happened. And coming up new at 6, we'll talk about what the children's school is doing to help the Lane family as well as students and staff through this difficult time. In the newsroom, Katie Collette, 10 on your side.
And 10 on your side spoke briefly with Kathy Lane's brother, and he says the two children are staying with family. He declined our request for an interview right now.
Who would shoot horses with a pellet gun? That's what a Chesapeake woman wants to know. Police say the animals were likely hit this weekend on Weiss Lane in the Deep Creek area. 10 on your side's Ava Hurdle talked to the horse's owner. Ava?
Nicole, Jennifer Long has been around horses just about her entire life and says she can't understand why someone would do this.
Oh, baby, I know. It's been a lot, hasn't it?
Jazzy, a 2-year-old mare, has seen better days. Shot 4 times with a pellet gun. One of the pellets has been removed from her right side, but the horse is not out of the woods yet.
This is the one that they are concerned about right here. And it's in her chest, armpit area.
That's where she says all the important nerves and vessels are.
You know, they're kind of leaning more towards not removing it because it may cause more damage removing it than leaving it in there, but we just have to see.
Her husband's 12-year-old gelding was hit too.
This is Scooter. He is the other one that got shot. And, come here, baby. Well, here. He got shot right here. We were able to get that one out.
Comet, another gelding owned by Chrissy Buckner, was not harmed but seems fearful.
He's been a little uneasy in a stall. You know, one night over the weekend he wouldn't come in at all. So I just thought that was kind of strange because he usually always comes in with the other horses.
Both Buckner and Long say what happened here was cruel.
I want them to be able to catch these guys, you know. I don't want them to, you know, they've shot a horse. Obviously, they played target practice on her. She's got 4 pellet wounds in her, and, you know, who's to say that they couldn't have done something worse?
Now, police suspect youngsters may be involved in this pellet gun shooting but have no suspects in custody at this time. I'm Ava Hurdle, 10 on your side.
Veterinarians sent the horse's x-rays to Virginia Tech, which has an equine center, to determine a course of further treatment.
Oh, a fight on the school bus. It happens a lot between students, but this one in Newport News is a little different. Police say a mother assaulted her child's school bus driver. Investigators say Linda Portis walked on the bus this morning, argued with the driver, and then assaulted her. Witnesses say Portis pulled the driver from the bus and it started to move. 3 kids were on board at the time, and someone jumped on the bus and stopped it. Police then charged Portis with assault and battery and trespassing.
Norfolk police are still searching for 3 suspects they say shot a man inside his home. It happened around 5:30 last night on Madison Avenue in Spartan Village. We told you about this in breaking news at 6. After the shooting, Norfolk State University sent out a campus-wide alert. Norfolk police say the victim is improving in the hospital in stable condition tonight. The victim is not an NSU student.
A judge convicted a man in the shooting death of a teenager. Keith Rivera will be sentenced for involuntary manslaughter in March. Police found 17-year-old Brandon Ashby's body in a home on Ocean Lakes Drive last August. Rivera originally told police Ashby was shot in a drive-by shooting, but investigators later learned that was a lie. Prosecutors say Rivera accidentally shot Ashby in the chest while playing with a gun. And this man will spend 8 years behind bars for his part in a deadly home invasion in Virginia Beach. Kwame Uzzle pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and armed burglary. Police say Uzzle and several other men forced their way into a Daytona Drive home back in 2008 and then killed Nathan Lynch. 2 other men pleaded guilty in this case as well.
Virginia Beach police are looking for the 2 robbers who held up a McDonald's restaurant. It happened around 3 this morning at the restaurant on Northampton Boulevard near Lake Wright. Detectives say 2 people with guns walked in, went behind the counter, demanded money, and ran out with cash. Only workers were inside the restaurant at the time. No one was hurt.
Investigators are looking for the cause of a fire on board a locally based Navy ship. From our WAVY tower cam, you can see fire engines surrounding the USS Leyte Gulf at BAE Systems in Norfolk. We're told the fire was inside the ship and it didn't take long to put it out. The Portsmouth fire marshal's investigating a blaze at a vacant home. It all began on the front porch of a house on Marshall Avenue near Portsmouth Boulevard around 10 last night. It took about 15 minutes for firefighters to put that one out. And an overheated appliance. That's new information on how another fire started in Portsmouth. We first reported this yesterday. Flames broke out on Avondale Road, mostly coming from the rear of the house. Investigators say a smoke detector helped the 2 people who lived there escape unhurt, but a firefighter hurt his shoulder battling the flames.
A York County woman struck it rich with the Virginia lottery.
Leola Murphy won $1 million in Virginia's $5 million club scratch-off ticket. She bought it at the Tab Miller Mart on Victory Boulevard. Murphy took the one-time cash option, $642,000 before taxes, of course. The Tab woman says that she plans to share her winnings with her family.
A retiree won the biggest lottery prize in Gates County history. Christine Williams won $50,000 playing North Carolina's Lotteria scratch-off game. She bought the winning ticket at a Family Foods in Sunbury. Williams says she's using the money for home improvements.
You've heard it before, hang up and drive. Well, coming up at 5:30, how your car could become a no-phone zone.
And there's no such thing as a free lunch, right? Well, thousands of city workers are getting a free ride on light rail. Who's paying for it? What 10 on your side found out.
And an unexpected and unusual intruder.
I got to here and I could see the head poking up over the end of the counter.
Somebody playing an oboe, too? We'll show you what she found crashing on the couch, plus how it got in and how it got out.
And a look at our temperatures. Another cool day throughout the area, but look at all this warm air out off to the southwest. That's going to get us in a good way. We'll tell you about that with our forecast in just a few minutes.
You're watching WAVY News 10 at 5 with Tom Shad, Nicole Libas, and Super Doppler 10 Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
Another example of the surveillance camera in action is it gives us a look at a criminal in action. It comes from Kansas City. The thief slams his pickup through the front doors. Then the thief goes on a shopping spree. Police say he got away with more than $1,000 in clothes.
His entrance and exit was real bold. As he's leaving, he gets to the front of the truck, hung on the right front of the business where he's stuck for a short time, and spins his tires continuously, filling the store with smoke before he gets the truck freed.
He's determined to get out of there. Police later tracked him down, though, and they arrested him. Police in Columbia, Tennessee say a driver was chasing down a woman when he hit a car, and yeah, there it is, right through a market. The store owner was hit by that truck but wasn't seriously hurt. The The suspect stole a customer's SUV, drove off, and later got into an accident. Police say they'll arrest the suspect when he gets out of the hospital.
2 tourists got stuck in a tree in the middle of a raging river in New Zealand. Apparently, one of the men tried to get some garbage out of the river when he became overwhelmed by the water. His friend tried to rescue him, but he also got caught in the fast-moving water there. Both climbed a nearby tree. Look at them. Rescue crews then brought them to higher ground. A New Zealand woman came home and found a surprise house guest.
I got to here and I could see the head poking up over the end of the counter. I walked around here to see what it was.
It was a baby seal sitting on the sofa, and hopefully she was watching cartoons at the time. I don't know what that
or
music
playing the
was.
oboe.
The seal waddled into the home through a doggy door, climbed a set of stairs, and plopped right down on the couch. Wildlife officers caught the seal and released it back into the wild.
You wanted to watch TV?
Yeah.
A local call center is closing and dozens of workers are out of a job now. We're going to tell you about the latest to hit the local economy.
But first, free rides on the tide. That's what thousands of city workers are getting, but what does it cost? 10 on your side went digging for answers. We'll tell you who is paying for all this.
Hi, I'm Sue Ann. Jeff is in Hawaii. We're currently living in Guam. Cayenne is at home sleeping. I'm saying hi to Brianne and all of our friends and family and church members in Virginia and Hampton Roads. We love you and we miss you. Happy holidays.
The city of Norfolk will pay nearly $63,000 for its employees to take public transportation at no cost over a 6-month period.
The old saying goes, there's no such thing as a free ride, but 10 on your side's Ann McNamara explains there could be in this case. And
Nicole, the comments came pouring in when we posted this story on our Facebook page earlier today. Many people complaining the free rides are a waste of taxpayer money. But it turns out the city of Norfolk and its taxpayers won't owe a dime when it's all said and done, and here's why.
The city of Norfolk is giving 5,023 employees a free ride to work at $12.50 a head. The cost, almost $63,000. It's taxpayer money going into the purse of Hampton Roads Transit, but not so fast. The city already subsidizes HRT every year. In 2012, Norfolk estimates it will owe $11.5 million, but here's the catch. The subsidy is based on ridership.
So the more people that ride, the less money out of Norfolk taxpayers' pockets to subsidize mass transit.
HRT Chief of Staff David Sullivan says the 5,023 city employees are new riders. Remember, the more that ride, the less the city pays. In this case, the increase in ridership will lower the subsidy payment by more than $63,000, meaning it's a wash. The city won't owe a penny. So why go through all the motions?
They still need to pay a fare up front in order to participate in the system.
The system is HRT's Go Pass 365 program. The city of Norfolk is one of several large employers who cut a deal with HRT so employees can ride at no cost.
Even though the city is a funding partner, they're still an employer, and it would be, we have to treat each employer the same way.
The only difference is Norfolk is the only employer who gets the deal for free.
We just put in this great train. We want people to use the system.
As of January 1st, nearly 70,000 students and employees can participate in this Go Pass program. Their employers will pay HRT a total of nearly $490,000. And while light rail gets most of the attention, the free rides include all types of public transportation. That means buses and even the ferry system. Ann McNamara, 10 on your side.
HRT says only 2% of the Hampton Roads population uses public transportation on a regular basis. Sure, those incentives might get people to hop on board the ferries or buses or light rail, right?
You know what? Tomorrow would be a nice day to be on the ferry, right, Don?
Well, yeah, it would.
Temperature-wise.
Yeah, temperature-wise. It'll be a little bit breezy on the water or anywhere else, but again, not that bad. Beautiful, beautiful day to stand out on the front prow of the boat and have a look around. It's going to be beautiful right now through the area. We've got cloudy skies, but there's no rainfall whatsoever into the area. I want to show you what's going on with our forecast. We've got one terrific day coming up, and obviously it's going to warm up very, very nicely. It'll be a bit breezy. You can see some rain way out off to the west. That's going to get here eventually. Here's where things are at the midnight hour. Now, I've left all these lines, isobar lines on here, and I've added the cold front as well, just to show you where everything is coming from. It's way out off towards St. Louis right now, but it's going to come slamming on through the area during the day on Friday. But after it moves on through with what's called overrunning rain, that'll move back on into the area late in the day and more likely during the evening hours. But I think we'll clear off coming up for Saturday. So we've got a one-day warm-up, and then that cold front off to the west is going to come dropping on through. But it'll be a good warm-up, a really, really good warm-up for tomorrow. Here's where things are at 9 o'clock this evening. Southeasterly wind 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming south-southwesterly tomorrow morning. Now that south-southwesterly wind becoming southwesterly is going to warm things up into the upper 60s for tomorrow. Again, a bit breezy at times, 10 to 20 miles an hour. 15 to 20 miles an hour by the end of the day. Some cloud cover starting to move back into the area by tomorrow evening at 7. How about rain with that? Not real well likely tomorrow evening. 15, 20 mile an hour winds, but that front that's out towards St. Louis right now, here it is by midnight tomorrow night. By Friday morning, it's knocking on the door. 10 to 20 mile an hour winds, scattered showers, but a better shot at some rain later on in the day. 15 to 25 miles an hour with that initial burst of cooler air moving into the area by the late morning hours. And there's that widespread rain coming up by 7 o'clock in the evening, and northeast wind at 10 to 15 miles an hour. So we've got some big, big changes that are going to be moving on in. They're going to go way up and then way back down again. 49 degrees, 50, 49 into the area right now. And really, it's been around 53 degrees every day so far this week. 48 in Hampton, 54 in Chesapeake and Suffolk. We're going to warm up nicely for one day and one day only, and that's tomorrow. So run through the streets, whatever, because it looks great for tomorrow. High temperatures today, 53, 57, 54, 58 degrees in Elizabeth City. Tomorrow, much, much warmer, 64 even at Nags Head, surrounded by the water. We'll see the clouds later on here, 67, 68 degrees into some inland areas. And I would not doubt that one of these 67, 68, 69 degree readings couldn't pop on up to right around 70 degrees. Again, very, very nice and warm. 65 to 68 degrees for the peninsula. A little more cloud cover during the day coming up for points northward, so it'll be around 62 to 66 degrees. So again, cloud cover moves back into the area later in the day. We'll average things out around 67 degrees for tomorrow. We'll hit 58 degrees early in the day on Friday. Remember that cold front moving on through. That'll cool things down by the noon hour. Temperatures will start dropping. Only 48 for a high on Saturday, 50 on Sunday, and back on up to around 60 by the middle of next week. So once again, one day only. Call in well for work, whatever you can, to get outside and enjoy the day tomorrow, then much cooler again Friday.
iPads are taking flight later this week. How they're helping pilots in the cockpit on one major airline, and whether you need to worry about distracted flying.
President Obama marks the end of the Iraq War at Fort Bragg. Coming up at 5:30, how he's paying tribute to thousands of troops headed home. It's that time of year again, folks. Pack your patience. Travel's expected to be up as the year winds down. AAA expects close to 92 million Americans to leave home for the holidays, a 1.4% increase over last year, and a 30% of the total U.S. population. Most Americans plan to hit the road, with only 6% taking to the air. Major changes could be coming to the world's busiest airport. Atlanta plans to overhaul concession operations at Hartsfield-Jackson International. Multi-million-dollar upgrade includes new retail stores and restaurants. The airport's new international terminal is set to open next year.
Airline pilots travel with 50 pounds of paperwork, including flight manuals and navigation charts. But starting Friday, American Airlines pilots will use iPads in the cockpit.
That's the electronic version of the kit bag you see us dragging through the terminals every day. We're going to use this iPad to replace all of that paper.
The iPad weighs just 1.5 pounds, making it easier to carry on the body and easier on the environment. American says it will also save on fuel. Pilots say they aren't worried about the iPads failing in flight.
The devices proved very stable and reliable, and we don't anticipate any issues whatsoever. We've been testing now for 6 months with literally no issue.
And you don't need to worry about distracted flying. Pilots will not have internet access at any time during a flight. Does that mean no Angry Birds either?
Sure hope not.
All right.
You want your resume to stand out. We're on your side to make sure it doesn't get thrown out because it looks like all the rest. A list of those 10 overused words you might want to avoid when you apply for a job.
And it's the most wonderful time of the year, right? Not when you're nursing a holiday hangover. Oh boy. Still ahead at 5:30, we're on your side with a cost-effective way to ease that horrible headache.
One, two, three, four, five.
Thank you.
Stephanie, I have check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, check, check. Thank you.
I don't have a sweater.
A local call center is closing, hanging up on 64 employees. Pitney Bowes will close the Chesapeake facility in June. The Connecticut-based company says the layoffs will come in 3 waves, the first in February. Pitney Bowes, by the way, makes mailing equipment. Well, those of you looking for a job, we're on your side with a few words to replace or avoid altogether while you fill out that application. Professional networking site LinkedIn examined millions of profiles to find out which words professionals use the most this year, and here are the top 10 words that job seekers reportedly overused. Creative, organizational, effective, extensive experience, track record, motivated, innovate, problem solving, communication skills, and dynamic. Are you looking for work? Go to WAVY.com, scroll to the On Your Side tab, and click on Job Finder 10. You can search jobs for free. Employees can also post positions for free. And stay with us because WAVY News 10 at 5:30 starts right now.